Hey everybody, welcome back to Exploring Temecula. Today's video, we're going to talk about the cost of living every month in Temecula, California. So many calls throughout the United States of, hey, I want to move to Temecula. How much does it cost to live there? What are the housing costs? What are utilities? I'm going to go through every single one of these categories. I'm going to compare them to what my wife and I spend each and every month. And after this video, you're really going to have a good idea of what to expect to pay or what it's going to cost every month for you to live here. Make sure you subscribe also to this channel. We do everything Temecula and the surrounding area. We produce 2 to 3 videos every single week. And we also now have home searches in the description and home values in the description. Okay, so before we get started, I just wanted to let you know a lot of these categories, and I'm going to get into it, but there's variables to each of these. What I'm going to do, and I want to be upfront on this, is I am comparing, or I'm going to give you the numbers for my wife and I. We tend to be more on the conservative side. We obviously have a lot of fun, but we do not overspend. Number one, we are going to talk about the mortgage or your mortgage or rentals in Temecula. On average, regardless of, whether you're putting 20% down, 10% down, getting a rental, you're going to be spending anywhere from $2,500 to $2,800 a month, maybe even up to $3,000. If you want me to pinpoint a number, I'm going to say $2,800. One of the things that I suggest you do is go on, if you're planning on buying a home, go Google mortgage calculator. The tax base around here is going to be around just on average 1.5. You can put $100 for HOA, do your 20% down, and the average home price in this area right now is going to be around $600,000. If you are thinking of renting, 2,500 square foot home is going to run anywhere from $2,500 a month to $3,300 a month. Okay, so next up, your car payment. I mentioned this earlier in the introduction. We personally are not the ones to buy that $100,000 vehicle. So if you are just the average person that wants a reliable, comfortable car, you're probably going to be around $350 in regards to a payment per month. So 2 cars, $700 a month. For those 2 cars. The only thing I would say for people moving to Southern California, you need something that's reliable and you need something that is going to be comfortable for you. Reason being, you're going to be in your car more than many other places across America, especially if you're commuting to work. If you are commuting to work, you might be in your car 2 hours a day, and to have a car that's not reliable and to have a car that's uncomfortable is going to be an absolute nightmare. So at least spend enough money on a car, that gives you those 2 things. Okay, everybody, so next up, car insurance. One of the things that I want to get across to people, and probably the most important thing, not necessarily the price, which I will get into, but make sure that you have the correct amount of coverage and you have uninsured motorists. Obviously, in Southern California, there's going to be a lot of instances where somebody hits you, they don't have insurance, and you don't want to be the one covering, if that happens. So make sure you add that, and then just talk to your insurance broker and just ask them, hey, I'm in Temecula. What do you think the right amount of coverage is? Generally, they're going to advise you to, maybe have a little higher of a monthly payment to up your insurance coverage. I think that ours is around $220 a month. So next up, your car registration. It's going to be on average around $250 a year. Now, in California, depending on what kind of car you drive, that could be double, triple, even up to $1,000 a year, if you're driving a big truck around. I don't know a ton about registration, but what I have heard is that, the more that California thinks that you're emitting in way of, pollution in regards to that car, the more you're going to pay for your registration. So you just get a normal car, Toyota, Honda, expect your payment to be around $250 a month. If you need or are going to be driving around a truck, expect to pay, $500 to $1,000 a year for your registration. Okay, so next up, utilities, and I'm going to start with water. For the most part, California hates you using water, and if you do, you're going to pay for it. It's gotten to the point where basically builders now on new home builds are using drought-resistant plants, turf. I don't even know if they're allowed to put grass in anymore. If you are the person that has a lawn, backyard, front yard, be prepared to pay anywhere from $100 to $200. If you use water, you are going to pay for it. So that is one expense, another one of those expenses that is a huge variable. A lot of people in Southern California are starting to get the artificial turf, artificial grass, which is a little more expensive or on the expensive side, but it does look good. I've sold many homes and seen many homes with it on the front yard, and it does look good. But on average, I'm going to put the water at around $120 a month. Okay, so next up, electricity. Again, just like car registration, just like water, California is going to be very expensive for electricity, especially in the warm months. From June, July, August, and September, if you have a 2,500 square foot home, if you have a 3,000 square foot home, and you like your home cool, expect to pay $500-600 a month, $400 to $600 a month for your electricity. The one thing that is happening over the past 10 years, if you're not from Southern California, is a lot of homes are getting solar. So there is a good chance that if you're buying a home or even if you're renting a home, that the home will have solar. Now, if you, in this market, it's hard to do sometimes, but the best thing to do if you are buying a home is have the seller pay off the solar at the end of escrow. Then you basically are having this low solar bill and the solar is already paid off. But if they don't do that and you just transfer the payments into your name, the big point with solar, in my opinion, is it just averages out the monthly payment throughout the year. So you're not having these astronomical payments during the summer months. It just averages out, let's just say for the payment, $200 a month throughout the whole year. That's just a number, but that is the average that I'm going to give for a 25 to 3,000 square foot home is $200 a month for electricity. Okay, so next up, groceries. This is the one thing, honestly, that I don't find expensive, especially if you're eating a lot of produce, vegetables, fruit. Maybe it's because we're close to Mexico. Maybe it's because our growing season is year-round, and that's the reason it's less expensive. But you can go to Winco here in Temecula, and for $50, just load up your cart with fruits and vegetables. So I personally don't think that that's a massive expense, and probably it's even less expensive than many parts of the country. Now that's just a guess, but we're getting avocados during avocado season for 50 cents an avocado, so you can compare that. If you buy fruit and vegetables that are in season, you are not going to spend a lot of money. We also have Costco, which for your bulk items is going to save you a lot of money. So yes, Southern California in a lot of things is expensive. I find the groceries to be rather inexpensive. So maybe that, evens out some of the things that you're overpaying for to be here. Okay, next up, gas for your cars. And obviously everybody knows California is probably the top two most expensive states in the country for gas. This is the huge variable because I don't know whether you're working from home. I don't know if you're driving to San Diego. I don't know whether you're driving to LA. But it's $4 a gallon right now. It's generally $1, $1.30, $1.50 more than any place in the country. We spend probably around $400 a month in gas. So you can guesstimate anywhere from $400 to $800 a month for your gas in your car. Okay, so next up, health insurance for two people. Us personally, we have a PPO, which in my opinion is the best option. In Southern California, sometimes it's just a nightmare to go to your regular doctor, get a referral from your regular doctor to the specialist. It solves a lot of headaches if you get a PPO. I don't know if it's more expensive to do the PPO, but if it's relatively the same cost, I would definitely do that. I don't know how it is in other parts of the country, but it's very nice here, just not having to deal with the primary care physician to get a referral somewhere else. Our health insurance is basically high deductible for catastrophic things. You know, we don't want to lose everything. So we don't have what you might call amazing insurance, but expect to pay for a family of 4, $750 to $1,000 a month for your health insurance. Next up, your cell phones. We have Verizon, partly because of our job. We just heard that Verizon has the best coverage and we can't be missing calls or dropping calls. And we started off with T-Mobile. We are in Harveston and we had horrible service. So I'm guessing that might run into issues or similar issues that you might have. I don't know whether you need really good service. I don't know every single neighborhood how the service is, but you know, T-Mobile, for instance, it's a little less expensive, but it didn't work for us. I'm going to, even though our bill for Verizon is around $200 a month, $192 to be exact, I would say that you can get a plan for 4 at around that $200 a month. For 2 people, probably around that $150 to $125. So I'm for these purposes though, and for the adding in regards to the total monthly cost, I am going to use $150. Okay, so entertainment, you have to add entertainment. I don't think people are going to come to Southern California and do absolutely nothing, especially in Temecula. So, I'm thinking of things like hiking's free, wineries are not. That's going to cost you probably $50 to $60 on a Sunday. Going out to happy hour, having a drink and something to eat, $60 to $100. Going golfing is going to cost you for one person $40 to $60. My budget that I'm putting for this video is $200 a month, which is probably a bit light, but that allows you, and I'm just going to compare, our situation. So personally, we try and stick to happy hours a lot of the times. And a lot of times if it's not happy hour, we do get a drink, but we split we split a main course and get an appetizer. We're not huge eaters. So on average, we spend around $40 to $60 every time we go out to eat. That allows us to go out multiple times a week. We probably go out twice a week. So yes, we do spend over $200 a month on entertainment and golf and doing those sort of things. But once a week, for 2 people, you could probably get away with $200 to $250 a month for your budget. Okay, so second to last thing, and this is very important. We've moved a lot just around Southern California. You need to add in a good $10,000 to $20,000 for your move to Temecula, in my opinion. You're gonna have to pay for a U-Haul. You're gonna have to pay first, last, and a security deposit if you're renting. If you're buying, obviously it's gonna be much more than 10 to 20 because you're gonna have to put a down payment down. You're gonna have to pay your utilities. You are going to have to fill your fridge. You're going to have to buy furniture. You're going to have to, purchase new TVs. A lot, in my opinion, when I'm talking about buying things for your home and why you might want to, instead of driving your junk from point A to point B, sell some of your stuff for wherever, from the place that you're moving, get a small U-Haul, move to Temecula, and buy your things here at yard sales, buy your things here in Facebook Marketplace. There's a lot of great stuff and there's a lot of great deals. Instead of spending thousands of dollars bringing your average furniture that you don't even like anyway from one place to the next. We have gotten to the point and we've moved enough to say that when we move, we pretty much just sell as much as we possibly can. And then when we get to the new place, we buy all new stuff, and really it's like using those two resources. It's not as bad as you think. Okay, and finally, miscellaneous, clothes, oil changes, new brakes, propane for your barbecue. There's always seems to be something. I'm gonna add $200 to that per month, which brings your grand total up to $7,000 a month, give or take. So if you are moving here with a family of 4, that is probably the number that you should put in your head. It might be 8,000, it might be 8,500, it might be 6,000. But the average, I would say, don't come here with a family of 4 or even a couple without expecting to pay $7,000 per month. There you have it. Cost of living per month, and these numbers are coming straight from what we pay per month for 2 people. Hopefully that helped you, and make sure you subscribe. I appreciate all the support, all the time that we're getting, all the calls we get. If you want a home search, description. If you want your home value, description. We are here. We've been in real estate for a long time, and we want to help you. Thank you very much from Exploring Temecula.